702.
The Big Interview
With Bongani Bingwa.
17 minutes after 7 o'clock. If you can have a theme for today's show, I suppose we can talk about how we are going to revitalize and rebuild the city of Johannesburg. And one way to do it is going to happen on Heritage Day. Thousands of runners are going to hit the streets in the Absa Run Your City Joburg 10K. And it's meant to be more than just a race, but really a celebration of the city of gold. And it raises the question, what is the role of business in helping Johannesburg perhaps regain some of its shine? I'm really pleased to tell you that we're joined now in studio by the Absa Group CEO, Fihla, to talk about why, when so many others have left the CBD in Johannesburg, Absa has remained firmly committed to the inner city. So firstly, a warm welcome to you. Welcome to 702 Breakfast. I'm just going to ask you to come a little closer to your microphone. There we go. Welcome to 702 Breakfast in this new role of yours.
No, thank you very much, Bongani. I feel honored to have been invited this morning.
We talk a lot about active citizenship on this show and how citizens can do things for themselves. Certainly, as you might imagine, politicians come on the show and tell us what they can do for us. There's obviously also a role for business, particularly in a city like Johannesburg that faces so many challenges.
Absolutely, there's no doubt. I mean, Johannesburg is still home to about 5.5 million people. We've got a lot of buildings in the throughout Johannesburg as well as in the inner city. We employ thousands of people who have to travel to the inner city for work, and consequently we have a responsibility to ensure that the environment within which our people work is clean, is well managed, is safe, and is habitable. And we think we have a role to play in contributing towards the stabilization and the revitalization of Johannesburg.
Why have you stayed in the CBD when so many others have left?
We have invested hugely in building the Absa precinct in town. It is one of the areas that are still centrally located, just from a logistics point of view. Think about people who have to travel from Soweto, from Orange Farm, from Lenasia, Roodepoort, or the East Rand. The Johannesburg CBD requires only one means of transport for people to access it. So it is well located and ideal, and it's just a pity that it is in a shabby state. And through initiatives such as these, we hope to play our small part in at least contributing and urging other role players to play their part in cleaning up Johannesburg, stabilizing it, and ultimately revitalizing the CBD.
And that's exactly what Josie My Josie has been doing, of course, and we've spoken to them about that campaign. And so uniting then with them, you've created the Absa Run Your City Joburg. I said in my introduction, this is more than just a race, but perhaps a celebration of the city of gold. Tell me about the concept and what it seeks to achieve.
This is firstly about promoting the well-being of the people of Johannesburg, and our staff naturally are included in that category. Secondly is about developing a sense of community responsibility. We bring together our own employees, our clients, as well as the community. We partner a lot with Josie My Josie, and we've undertaken in the past a number of initiatives, including the cleaning up of the Mandela Bridge, the fixing and the repair of the street lights along the Mandela Bridge, and there's a whole range of other initiatives that together with Josie My Josie, Absa has been involved with. The third objective of this race is also about the recognition that Johannesburg does not belong to politicians. It belongs to the residents of the city. And business is part of the community that must contribute towards the sort of protection of this city, ensuring that the city continues to thrive and grow. If Johannesburg goes down, it effectively means ordinary households would lose the investments that they've made in their homes. Businesses would be effectively losing a huge amount of property value that they would have built within this city. So we all have a collective responsibility to ensure that Johannesburg continues to thrive and that we play our part in effectively supporting initiatives that are meant to revitalize the city and give it its rightful place.
Why Heritage Day?
It's an ideal day. It is a day that recognizes the significance of the heritage that we have as South Africans, but there are also a whole range of iconic buildings and things to see in Johannesburg. And we found this day to be the most appropriate for us to have the race. The race would be starting at the Mary Fitzgerald Square and will go along all the iconic places around the Johannesburg CBD, just to showcase the significant and the rich history of the city of Johannesburg.
One of the things I understand is that along the race route, firstly, there's been a lot of cleaning up work that has been done, of course, ahead of the race, so people do feel safe and that it would be clean. But also you've got these iconic landmarks that are meant to be a part of the feature of the race. What will people see?
People will be seeing the rich history and the heritage of Johannesburg, some of the beautiful sites that are unfortunately not utilized fully because of people not visiting the CBD. We hope to highlight all of those and demonstrate what initiatives such as these can actually do to the city and help to highlight and expose the value that Johannesburg still has.
What long-term difference do you hope to make through the partnership and the involvement with Josie My Josie, for example, as an initiative? I mean, do you envisage a scenario in which big business could even return to the CBD?
The ultimate goal is for the Johannesburg CBD to be a vibrant economic hub, one of the economic hubs of the city of Johannesburg, because of the factors that I've spoken about, the locality as well as the centrality of the logistics system. But we have to take one step at a time, make our own contribution, partner with similarly minded organizations as well as community organizations, make sure that we're able to contribute through races such as these, as well as other initiatives of cleaning up the city, fixing the infrastructure, but more importantly, rebuilding that pride of being part of the Johannesburg community.
Without being too negative, at what point is a city simply too far gone? I mean, I know the Absa precinct itself is everything that you described earlier, but in the shadow of that, not too far away, there are informal settlements and structures that have mushroomed up. Is it a losing battle? What do you say to people who don't quite buy into the vision of a revitalized Johannesburg?
I'll speak as a businessman. Business leaders are always able to identify opportunities for a turnaround, to look at the strength and some of the weaknesses of specific organizations and identify the intervention that ought to be made. We're never daunted by challenges or by sick or struggling organizations. And I think Johannesburg is no different. There's a lot that can be done in Johannesburg. It's not going to be easy, but we have to recognize that we are a business community. We have to position and play the role that speaks to our strength. It is precisely for that reason that we are part of Josie My Josie, because we think the collective might of business can contribute significantly towards the revitalization of the Johannesburg CBD. And at the end of the day, towards the protection of our own investments that we've made in that CBD.
Because if you don't believe in Johannesburg, you may as well close up shop, right?
Absolutely. I mean, this is still the economic heartland of South Africa. And as I said, 5.5 million people live in the city and they have nowhere to go. So we have to make it work.
Will you be running?
I'll be running the race on Wednesday. I ran the waterfall of marathon yesterday, and hopefully my legs will still be strong enough to carry me on Wednesday.
Listen, fantastic stuff. Appreciate you joining us and just really giving us that sense of hope that we all have a role, citizens, political leaders, but also business in reshaping Johannesburg. It's ours to lose.
Thank you very much.
Current events, developing stories,
Tough questions.
your voice making a difference.
This is Breakfast with Bongani Bingwa.